Okay, we are kicking off 2 days of our live coverage of the goRIA Independence Your Way Tour 2026. And we're starting off with someone I've been dying to get on to goRIA, Manish Khatta, who is the CEO of Potomac. Manish, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. I've been wanting to be on this show for a couple years now.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we made it happen.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with the question, almost blasphemous. Should everyone go RIA?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And as an RIA, I feel strongly that it's very disingenuous to say that it's RIA or nothing. That's just simply not the case. There are some people in, whether it's their point of their career or the point of their business, where they need the support of a broker-dealer, and it's scary to go independent and become an entrepreneur. Not everyone is meant for that.
Yeah.
And so it's real important to take pause and figure out, okay, what are the important parts of my business that I want to nail, and where do I need help? And if a broker-dealer can come in and do that for you, then you should sign up with that. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the best until you figure out who you are as a person, and then you can elevate if you really want to be a business owner or not. But you should absolutely not, it's not the solution, it's not the panacea for everything.
Yeah.
You have to be ready to make that leap.
Fair enough. So, and I know you talk to a lot of advisors as well. For the ones that are feeling hesitant of going RIA, what do you think is the main pain point that's holding them back?
The amount of work needed to go RIA is overstated. It's not as complicated as people make it out to be.
Yeah.
I think compliance is the first hurdle. Everyone thinks that you have to have this in-depth compliance manual and processes, and you have to have that in place, but there's so many options to help you get that rolled out. You are not on your own, and I think the initial part is people feel like they're going to be on their own, and that usually ends the conversation, but there are a lot of support networks out there that can help you get it set up. So they overcomplicate, and it doesn't need to be that complicated because there's so much structure in place. It's not like it was when I started in the business where you had to go to the SEC's website and figure things out on your own, and that's not the case anymore.
Right.
There's a lot of help that will get you set up and get you on the right path.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with that, and I think compliance is usually the big one. Right? People are afraid of compliance, and perhaps for some good reasons, but for your point, or to your point I should say, there are a lot of resources out there for this. And I am all for going independent your way. That could be an IBD, it could be an RIA, but there are a lot of platforms too, right? So you can plug into an RIA the same way you plug into an IBD. What do you think about that as a solution for some of these guys?
Yes, that should be your number one go-to move coming out of the gates.
Yeah.
Not trying to do too much, right? And I think that's usually what is the hiccup for folks, is they try to do too much out of the gates. Get the structure in place, use larger platforms and TAMs to get you situated, focus on growing. Assets solve all problems, right?
Absolutely.
Don't spin your wheels on the nonsense. Assets solve all problems. So path of least resistance to gain as many assets as possible, then you can circle back with money from those assets and solve all your pain points across your business. But don't start by solving all your pain points that you don't even know you have until you grow.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it.
I like to ask this question. For someone going RIA, and a lot of people have different thoughts on this, I've got an opinion on this for sure. What would you say is the bare bones minimum AUM they would need to go RIA?
I don't think there is a number anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be, well, the minimums on platforms like Orion or Black Diamond, like you don't want to, go below that. But now there's other options like Altruist, where you can be a startup RIA and access these tools for low cost and low asset minimum. So I think it's more about if you want to be a business owner. Here's a case in point. We work with RIAs and independent broker-dealer reps. The RIAs are business owners. What I mean by that is they have P&L statements and balance sheets, and they're supposed to work with that. A lot of the independent BD advisors don't, right? Because they rely on the mothership to handle a lot of that, and they get paid out differently. And so there's these steps you have to take to make sure that you're comfortable with being a business owner, and that can happen at 5 million or 50 million. I don't think there's a number now with technology and the amount of custodians coming out that you have to tie yourself to personally.
Yeah, I love that answer, by the way. I think a lot of people are talking their books when they say you need to have $500 million, $1 billion. Certainly it's easier, right, to have that kind of scale. But what I like to say is you can have a laptop and a dream and start an RIA within a month or two. Because to your point, there are so many resources out there that you could tap into. platforms, custodians that are built for smaller advisors. So I would say if someone has a desire to go RIA, absolutely. If they want to walk before they run, to your point, absolutely as well. There's more than one way to go RIA.
And look, don't listen to people that haven't walked in your shoes.
Amen.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you have $1 billion or $2 billion. If you haven't started a business from scratch, you have no right telling someone what they should and shouldn't do. If you have 5 million, 10 million, you want to go out there and do it, do
Yep,
it.
I
There's
love
no restrictions at this point. With 2026, with the amount of technology, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't let anyone dissuade you from that.
I love that. That's a good place to end it for today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manish. All right, so this is just kicking off the 2 days of coverage here at the Orion Ascent Conference in San Diego. I'll be back in another hour with some more content. Thanks for joining us. All right, that was fantastic.
Perfect.